I mentioned in the previous video that I was going to be wiring this kayak up with 12 volt USB power on the front, USB power on the back, and it's all going to be charged and powered by the Noco Genius, the GB70. This is it's a jump starter that you keep in your car or truck, but it also has full-time power on out. You can plug in the USB or have just straight 12 volt power out, which will power everything. I will have a camera plugged in up here. I will have a locator which we ran to a breaker box essentially, and then also in the back. Up here I'm going to have this bezel that's going to be mounted right here, and I'm going to have 12 volt power, USB power. There's also going to be a voltmeter up here. There's going to be another USB mounted in the back for the other camera or anything else I need in the back. For distribution, I built this box. Everything's going to be ran through here, fuse, a bar, and I'm going to mount it on the inside of the front hatch. It'll be mounted right here. That way it's out of the way, it's out of the water, but it's also easily accessible. I have already gone ahead and mounted my transducer for the locator. It's mounted very front because of the tunnel hull of this kayak. Really, the very nose of this was probably my best option. It was the only flat part, and honestly, that's kind of where I prefer for the kayak, because where the nose of the kayak is then I know where I'm coming up for as far as the terrain underneath me and the fish. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I already laid out my spots where I want this mounted. We finally got it all done. We got all the electrical ran, we got the power system hooked up, all the USBs, the 12 volt, the meters, the breaker box, everything is all set up. Let me show you what exactly I did. Let's just go up, start up at the very beginning. Up here, I went ahead and mounted the full box up underneath the hatch. It'd be out of the way, easy to get to whenever I need to, protected, out of the water. So in here, went ahead and wired everything through a fuse panel. I got my ground bus. I got everything under, right now it's under a 15 amp fuse. Locator even has, I believe that's a 25 amp fuse inside there anyway. I will be going through and updating everything based on the amperage that I need per the items that I'll be running as well. That's all run through here. Inside I have my transducer mounted for my Garmin Striker. My front dash, I have USB power. I have my voltmeter, and then I have your standard 12 volt power cigarette lighter style. I will be running a camera up front, and that will be plugged in here at all time. I'll use this for any other random accessories. Right here I have my power and transducer for my locator. It'll be mounted up front, and I can just pull it out and plug it in, shove it back in when I'm done. In the very back I have another USB full-time power. I'll have another camera mounted on the back that'll be plugged in full-time. Everything's powered, like I showed you before, from this. So all it is a jump starter. It's from NOCO. It's a Genius Boost GB70. It has, show you right here, full-time 12 volt power out. It has USB out, and basically you can just charge this thing. And I've tested this with 2 cameras and the locator running, and it powered it for, I had them running for about 10 hours non-stop, and this thing got down to about 50%, and it got down to about 10 volts. Everything was still running strong. Should still have enough power to jump start your truck if you need to by the time you get back. I just created this little base mount, and whenever I'm done, unplug it, throw it back in the truck, take this, and I can just take it home and charge it up, and it'll be charged by the next morning, ready to go. So that's about it. I will have another video here shortly showing all the other attachments I'll be adding on to this kayak, and it's ready to go. Well, there it is. I got all the power, full-time power, thanks to this handy little jump starter. I'll never have an issue with having power, and it's, drop it in, carry it out, throw it in my truck, and at least I'm always going to have this in my truck anyway, for emergency needs. So it's just a handy unit. Everything else is ready to go. Like I said before, I have another video coming out, and I'll be adding all of the new Scotty products onto this thing, and we'll be wrapping it up and hopefully getting it on the water really soon if the snow ever melts. Alright, thanks again for watching, and please subscribe. Hopefully be getting a lot of new videos out on this thing this year, and more how-tos, more reviews, and stay tuned. Talk to you later.